can see I done made it back to the hotel. You know, um, I saw something on the train to spur this conversation. A young man was in front of me, sitting across from me, eating on the train. And he would take his trash and throw it down on the floor, just trashing the train up. In one case, he took like the condiments that he was eating and threw them on the side of the seat. And and I got to thinking, this is one of the issues in our community that we don't talk about. I saw where this young kid was in a park and he was sucker punching people for likes to get subscribers. He sucker punched people. Look at how being negative is the default move in the black community. Man, if you got your back up against the wall, if you need some money, going negative is the first default move. And if you think I'm lying, look at this guy. It's all over the internet now. What's his name? Joe Smith, the basketball player. Look at his wife. Now, he done married this woman. She used to be in the adult entertainment industry, and he married her. And they fell on some hard times, and she went back to doing what she know how to do. And she didn't tell him. And the question is, why do you got to demonize yourself and degrade yourself just to be successful? Why you can't put some ideas on the table and make it? And see, and this is what I be trying to tell folk about these young kids. Right now, these young kids only see wrong, working to get what they want. Because we're not promoting anything else. We're not uplifting anything else for them to see. All they see is dope dealers, busting it open on OnlyFans, and all of the other dumb shit that you get out here and do to try to make ends meet. I'm wondering, I've been on here, 3 minutes now? So I must be shadow banned on YouTube. Cause I don't get a lot of traction on YouTube. I really don't. And I need to really consider, do I need to still come up in here? Because I mean, seriously, I don't know what it is. I don't get a lot of traction on YouTube. You know what? Maybe I need to just start focusing on building up truthconductor.tv. Maybe that's what I need to start doing. Maybe that's what I need to start doing. Building up my own channel. You try to get some traction somewhere so that you can be able to, carry it wherever you go. But shoot, I'm trying to find the traction. I'm trying. I ain't lying. I'm trying to find the combination, man, to success in the black community where I ain't got to degrade myself. I don't have to demonize myself. I can come out and be positive. And it's not easy, y'all. It's really not easy. Okay? So, since this platform don't seem like it's let me go to some others. You know, maybe I need to start focusing on Twitter or somebody else, because YouTube just ain't get. And you know, I guess people are tired of seeing me sitting in this hotel room. So as a result, anytime they see me sitting here, it's like, oh, I don't want to hear what, I ain't interested. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. You know, and I can understand that. I mean, when you really sit down and think about it, if you know, if the manifestations are just not there. They're just not there. The manifestation is just not there. And that's something that I can't deny. I can't deny it. The manifestation just ain't there. You know? So that's why I like this song right here. You know, this song, I discovered this song back in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s. And going through the stuff that I was experiencing, because I was self-employed then, trying to make something happen. You know, my kid's mom jumped ship, and you know, I had some decisions to make. You know, I had some decisions to make. And when I saw she wasn't really interested in being in the lives of our children, then I just, you know, buckled down and started focusing on, you know, I'm gonna be a single dad. You know, so now that I got children, I can't be as carefree as I was. You know, I can't do the things that I used to do. Now that I know that I'm a single dad, and because my children don't know their mother, my personal life and my children were separate. And I got to tell you, man, during that time in the 80s, when I was a single dad, man, they would demonize me. See, it's chic to be a single dad today. But back in the 80s, man, what kind of man are you, a woman gonna run off and leave some children? You must be a terrible person that a woman would run off and leave some babies with you. I got the blame because my kid's mom jumped ship. People look at me like something's wrong with me. And I'm taking care of my children. I could have jumped ship too. I could have dropped them kids at my mama's house and say, see you later, baby. I'm going out here and trying to make something happen in the world. That's what I could have done. I could have did that. But I told my children, where I go, you go. It's just that simple. Wherever I go, you go. I remember one time the vending cops ran me out of DC one summer. Ran me out, man. I had to go home to my grandmama. That's how much pressure they was putting on me. I had to go home to my grandmama and spend the summer. Cause I mean, I I couldn't take the pressure no more. I couldn't take it. And I told my mama, I said, me and the kids, we going down to Macora's. That's where we'll be. I'm going down for the summer. Went down for the summer, and that's when I learned about aluminum. You know, Alabama is coal and steel. And that's when I learned I used to get out and hustle aluminum, man. Fill my cart with metal. Go to the to where to turn it in and get paid, and pull my car up on this big scale with all of the stuff that's in it. And once I get everything out, I pull my car back on the scale, and they pay me the difference. That's how I survived. That's exactly how I survived. It kept some gas money in my pocket. Kept gas money in my pocket. I ain't had to worry about food because I'm at my grandmama's house. So no, my children, they gonna be taken care of. I can get out here and hustle, man. But look at how easy it is to come into the black community and do something negative, and man, you be idolized. You would be idolized for doing something, going against the system. Trying to get a shortcut, getting over on the man. You'll be a hero. But come out and try to do it right. And see, don't they be looking at you side-eyed, like a cow looking at a new gate. What is he up to? We don't do it that way in the black community. We got to cheat. And you talking about come out here and walk in your integrity? And your honesty? That don't work. That's what people are saying. That don't work. And I understand. Believe me, I totally get it, man. Because I'm in it. And sometimes when you really need, you're going to go to what you think is going to work to get that need fulfilled. That's what you're going to go to. And unfortunately, for most folk, it's cutting a corner. It's compromising. That's what it is. You be compromising. So, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So, I'm giving y'all a heads up now. If you stop seeing me on YouTube, because I'm tired of wasting my time. I honestly feel like I'm wasting my time coming on here going live. And it's not like people don't know who I am. When I take this sign downtown, how many people say, man, I see you on TV all the time. I see you on television all the time. You the DC Bike Tours man, aren't you? That's me. They know who I am. But, it's just a matter of becoming the thing to do. And what I'm gonna have to come up with a plan is, man, how can I make my tours the thing to do? That's what I need. I need to make my tours the thing to do. That's my challenge. Because if I can make it the thing to do, everybody gonna want to do it. Everybody gonna want to do it. I just got to figure out where that combination is to make them the thing to do. I was gonna read some of my reviews from a website the other day, And I just realized that the tours had been moved, the comment section had been moved. Um, and I thought it had been erased, but evidently it's moved. So let me see, let me show y'all. Let me show y'all. Listen to this. Um, Listen, didn't know you were a Black History tour guide. I think the idea of the tour is a good idea. I'm still annoyed that you do this crashing live TV thing. Just saying. Okay? Um, the dip holding the sign on CNN makes me think you want to hate from being a nuisance. What a jerky thing to do. If your company was being interviewed, it would be stupid for someone else to crash the interview with a sign. We have precious time on this earth, and you want to be a butt pain that's an annoyance to others with your sign. Wow. Wasted life. Why would anybody want to hire you? My family and I just got back from DC Black History Tour. It was an excellent tour, and Don is a walking encyclopedia of Black history. We've been to Washington many times on several different tours and never experienced a tour like this. It's a 3-hour tour and well worth the price. Don is very passionate and weaves his facts into an interesting dialogue. With Stone and Manafort being pardoned by corrupt Trump, I just saw your sign as they re-show the clips of their trials on MSNBC. I had no idea that this company existed, but the sign and genius advertisement pulled me in. When COVID is over and the world reopens, I will be in DC and I look forward to your tour. I used to live in DC and I'm sure I would learn some great things on your tour. And to comment, who said that Black people live off the government? Well, the government sure lived off Black slaves for more than 200 years. This was one of the best tours that I've been on. Our tour guide was very knowledgeable. I learned so much about the history of Washington, D.C. This tour is highly recommended. This tour was everything. I was in town for the 57th Annual March on Washington and attended this tour that night. Mr. Dunn educated us on DC's Black history and culture with emphasis on events that African Americans especially had to endure. He took us to different areas of DC and views that you wouldn't even imagine existed in the city. DC has a rich history, and don't let me forget, Mr. Dunn is very entertaining. The way he tells historical stories will have you on the edge of your seat. If you ever in DC, book this tour. You won't be disappointed. These are the comments that's on my site. Okay? I find it hilarious, all these folk griping about your taking the opportunity to advertise during the Manafort, Stone, and Cohen trials. Though I'm curious about your connection, were you the transportation? Anyway, I bet none of them have a problem with the fact that DT is illegally using his White House podium and officials visit around the country for campaign speeches and appearances on the government T, as one ignorant commenter noted. Don Folden Sr. seems like a decent and knowledgeable. I ain't never seen this one. Don Folden Sr. seems like a decent and knowledgeable person and a great spirited American. I've seen some of his videos on Periscope TV and Facebook. These negative racist comments sound like the white boys on skateboards who love nothing but destruction for America and the world. Just mad because Don isn't doing all the things destructive. Trump supporter here, about to make a donation. Since I can't come to DC, keep making America even greater, Mr. Folden. I have not, I didn't even know that this was on here. The first time I read this one. I was moved to tears seeing a very distinguished gentleman and lady both speaking on preserving Black history and being confronted with those screaming in their faces, the foul language, disrespect shown to them. Our country has sinned, has made horrendous errors, and needs to dig deep and change, but by removing, erasing history will not teach us, and generations to come, anything. Our history, the good, the bad, the ugly, is part of our fabric. How can we grow to love one another if we aren't reminded of what and who we do not want to be? The lack of respect in general in this country to allow someone to have their time to share their opinion is shocking. It seems it's all or nothing these days. It does not need to be that way. Please, let me know how, where to contribute to help promote your beautiful message. I see you fighting against the protesters. Can't wait to DC to get to DC and support your business. Great job. All the way from Chicago, I got to listen to real history from Don. Although only from videos online, if I find myself in DC again, I will definitely be taking a tour. Black history is American history. Saw you tangled up in recent monument fiasco. Thank you for being a hero in that crowd, Don. Hope to book the tour next time we're in DC. Thank you for standing up for our country. You are heroes. I was a history major and did not learn things in college Mr. Folden is teaching. Looking forward to attending his tour in the future. In the meantime, thank you, sir, for trying to educate young people who need this knowledge. That's all I'm trying to do. And if I had the wherewithal, I wouldn't even ask people, man, just if I had a vehicle, I would go out and get a group and start giving some kids some free tours to try. Told you, that young kid that got shot downtown at 6th and D Street by that police officer was because he ain't know where he was. He didn't know what part of town he was in. See, we got a lot of kids, man. They just don't know the ins and outs of the city. And we ain't doing nothing. We ain't doing nothing to try to help them. We ain't doing nothing. And see, this is the sad part. A lot of people think that this is going to change on its own. And what I've been trying to tell people is, listen, if we don't ever show them any other kind of success than being a drug dealer, an athlete, or an entertainer, that's all they're going to see. They don't see nobody taking history that's dying on the vine and making a business out of it. They don't see that. See, they don't even believe that that can happen, that you can take some history that ain't nobody using and make a tour. Now see, if I've been to jail, locked up, I can come out and get on a redemption tour and get everybody's sympathy. Cause now I'm trying to rehabilitate my life. And see, these young people see the only way they gonna get a chance, the only way somebody gonna listen to them, they got to go and get into the penitentiary system, that criminal justice system, and then they can get everybody's attention. But until then, you can't get nobody's attention. If you haven't been in that criminal justice system, you ain't got no clout in the black neighborhood. See, you don't have no street cred if you ain't been locked up. Cause look at it. All of these rappers and this hip hop, all they sing about is the negative experiences of life. Sex, death, and drugs. That's how they make their money. Singing about sex, death, and drugs. And them boys flying private. They fly private. Singing about sex, death, and drugs. And a lot of that shit they making up. Cause I saw where Michael Irvin was on TV talking about, who was he talking about? He's talking about somebody. And then he turned around and say, my son out here trying to be a rapper. And he trying to rap about my life. And I told him, man, you've been in a gated community all your life. Where is this coming from? You ain't experienced none of this stuff you out here singing about. And see, that's what they do. They can come out here, lie to you, make some shit up, and get paid. But if they tell you the truth, if they try to deal with you straight up, they get ignored. They get ignored. You want to get ignored? Man, try to come out here and try to do right in the black community. You'll get ignored. It's just that simple. All right? And see, and this is even the worst part about it. See, if somebody white said what I'm saying, they would be accused of being a racist. See, when white people try to put us on point out our deficiencies, they scream racism. And then when somebody black come out and try to do the same thing, they're Uncle Tom. They doing the white man's bidding. Because they coming out trying to check black folk. And see, this is the dilemma in the black community. If you pro-black, you're automatically labeled anti-white. That's the problem. If you come out and you try to uplift and help black people, you're going to be labeled anti-white. That's just the way it is. Might not be true, but that's what you got to live with. And that's the problem in our community. That's why we can't stop some of this violence. Because the minute we try to focus on them, people gonna say, oh, you anti-white. Because all you considering now is what black kids are doing. But them the ones holding you hostage. Them the ones going in with these mass robbery, carjacking. Most of that's from black kids. And see, We have been conditioned to steal from each other. We conditioned. That's a mindset where we gonna get over on each other. That's a mindset. And see, now this what I've been telling y'all all along. See, we got some mindsets that we gonna have to challenge. That we gonna this something for nothing mindset in the black community. That's why all these kids out here doing the shit that they doing. Because they're trying to get something for nothing. That's what they see working. They don't show, we ain't showing them nothing else working. Come out here and get something for nothing. And you'll end up back in the penitentiary. You'll end up back in the criminal justice system. Because see, now, when you sit down and think about it, see, the criminal justice system feeds itself. Let me say that again. See, the criminal justice system feeds itself. And it don't mind trampling over your rights to eat. Because you're going to have to get in line with the rest of them that's been screwed over. And if you think it ain't some innocent people right now in jail, I got a bridge I'll sell you, rarely used. It's some innocent people right now, man, that are caught up in this criminal justice system because it feeds itself. It feeds itself. And sooner or later, you watch, they're going to start cracking down. They did a study. I think either last week or week before. How many police officers that are making six figures? Well, $100, $150, $200,000 in overtime. In overtime. That's a lot of money. And see, yeah, that's an overtime. And see, and let me tell you something. When you find somebody that's making that kind of money, they ain't got no life. They ain't got no life. They ain't got no life. Because only by keeping the faith. They ain't got no life. And that's why they doing the shit they doing. They ain't got no life. You know? And see, and you can get out here. And see, again, all I try to do, man, is just be a part of the solution. You know, and you know, what's so fascinating? Most folk are afraid to step up with a solution themselves. They are afraid to step up with a solution, but yet they can see a solution they agree with and won't support it. But they scared to do it. But somebody that they agree with, they won't support it. They scared. Because, if I support you financially, I don't know what you might do with the money. You see the negative connotation that's associated with the black community? See, a lot of people don't support this message because they don't know what I might do with the money. Maybe I might get out of this hotel room. Maybe I might even go and buy me another truck for my business. So then I know I'm out of this hotel room. And the question is, why you got a problem with me prospering off something positive? Why is that such a problem for you? I tell you why. Because black folk are not supposed to get ahead doing something positive. We have to go down the negative route first. And then we can transition over to the positive. We can't start out positive and stay on that road. See, we got to get over on the negative side before we can be accepted. Before people give us a chance. See, in the black community, gonna give you street cred when you get caught up in the criminal justice system. White people gonna give you sympathy. See, they gonna feel sorry for you. Because now you got caught up in the system and now you trying to redeem yourself so you can get their sympathy. But they ain't gonna support you to doing it the right way. Because that's what you're supposed to be doing. But if you get off track, they'll help you get back on track. But they ain't gonna help you stay on track if you're there. You got to get off track, then people have sympathy for you, and they'll help you get back on track. See, that's how that works. And you think these young kids don't see that? See, I think that adults are underestimating just how much these young kids know. I think we are underestimating exactly what they know and what they see. See, we think they don't recognize this, don't see this, and they do. That's why they acting out the way they are. And you know what's so amazing? You got people left and right complaining about how bad crime is in D.C. But they ain't never thought, man, maybe we need to try to show them the city. Maybe we need to try to educate them about where they are. Maybe we need to show them that it ain't a hopeless situation because you hopeless. That some black people have done some things in the city. But when they don't see, what else are they supposed to believe? If you don't show them anything different. And I told you, you can fit this message right here anywhere in the world. It'll fit anywhere in the world. You could fit this message. And look at me. Look at me. Anywhere in the world, this message will work. But yet, people don't realize you make me successful. I got to talk about the message. I can't talk about me and not talk about what made me successful. Can you imagine if people knew, man, that brother would stop hating each other because you disagree? Just got a sponsor that made him a rags to riches story. You think that ain't gonna get people's attention? You think it won't get their attention? If I can come out with a positive suggestion and can show some results from being positive. And right now, I struggle being positive. I got Black History tours. That's just, the information just dying on the vines. And I'm struggling. And black folk come to DC every day. But they ain't interested in what I do. They just want to get the white folks' side. They don't want to learn about themselves. They just want to see how white people lived in DC. Because that's all they getting is the white history. And then we'll tell them, oh, my bad. I didn't even know that you existed. See, that's the excuse I get. My bad. I ain't know nothing about you. And I've been all plastered all over television. But you ain't know nothing about me. But I can come out here right now, do something stupid, and blow up. Blow up. Do something stupid. Blow up. See, if I getting out here shaking my dick, man, blow up. Blow up. Blow up. See, get their undivided attention. Let me open up an OnlyFans. See, I can get on the OnlyFans right now and start showing some pictures of my dick and be out of debt. Out of debt. But look at the embarrassment I'm bringing my wife and my family. Doing something like that. Because it's going to be more than just about you. See, when you get out here and you start compromising, and you start, man, it's more than just you that you dealing with. You got some family, some friends, a reputation, a name. And see, and you'll be surprised, man, how many people will just throw all of that out the window just for a little money. Just for a little money. They'll throw it out the window. Let me think of this guy's name. He was Clinton's commerce. Ron Brown. Got killed in the plane over in Africa. You know, his son was an attorney and a city council person of DC. And they busted him for taking something like $1,200. Went to jail, lost his law license, and got kicked out of politics for $1,200. $1,200. I know his dad is turning over in his grave. What? You gonna go down? You get $1,200? And see, because here's why it's so easy for most young black kids to cross over to something negative, because we be without for so much and for so long that when something do come along, shit, we trying to grab hold to it. Because we've been without for so long, We've been suffering for so long. So anytime we see an out, we gonna grab at it. We don't think about the consequences because we tired of being without. And notice, first thing they gonna do is go and start spending up, buying up a bunch of cars, bunch of houses. You see, the show, man, I'm out. See, I done made it. And look at to show you the slave mentality. See, we got to have on Gucci, Louis Vuitton, and some of them other Halston, Lake Lackaville, all of them. See, we got to have all of them white designers to show that we have arrived, that we can demonstrate some element of success by all of the white designers that we now can wear, that we spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for one garment. See, we've now arrived. That's how it is for us. And you can say what you want, but man, when at the end of the day, there's still two Americas. One for white people and one for black people. There's still two Americas. Okay? And that's something, that's one of them painful, ugly, uncomfortable conversations we don't want to have. All right? Hey, man, I know it's going to be a lot of people that's going to go through some of my videos and try to use them to make a point. And let me tell you now. So down the road, when you tell me, on this day, you said such and such and such and such, did you mean that? And my answer gonna be to you, at the time I said it, yes. At the time I said it, yes, I did mean that. What about now? We ain't talking about now. We talking about then. We ain't talking about now. And based on what it, and depending on what it is, I might still have the same opinion. I might still have the same. See, I'm not going to sit down and compromise just for the sake of compromising, especially when I don't agree with it. And see, you got some people that don't agree, and yet they still can work together. And that's what's wrong with America right now. We need to go and get some people that know how to work together, regardless of what they're going through. That's what's messing us up. We ain't elected no folk that it's all about them. It ain't about the people. It's about them. And then, and for the ones who is about the people, it's just a handful of folk they trying to please. And then the people that they can depend on to come out and vote for them. They can depend on them. I saw Jamie comes up in here quite a bit. And she's a strong Trump supporter. And I saw on Twitter where somebody, she put up a note where somebody was conning her out some money. And she was trying to warn the people about them He got me, but beware. And see, when people find that you dedicated to something, man, you committed to something, you gung ho, sometimes they'll take advantage of you. They'll have you thinking one thing, and all along it's about something else. And too many people have used a, what word I want to use? They see it as an advantage, and they take it. They take it. So man, look at what we. How long have I been on here? Almost an hour. Good. I'm gonna fry me some cabbage today. I got me some cabbage and some broccoli. Then I'm gonna make me a little stir fry. Put me some garlic in it, and drizzle me a little ranch dressing across it to be my salt. I don't cook with salt. I just use some products that's got salt in it and eat with my food. Okay, that's how I deal with the salt. I don't cook with. I got a whole box of salt. I don't even open up. Only time I might get some, if I start cramping, because I need some water, I'll go get me some salt and put it on the back of my hand and drink me some water to get rid of the cramps. Okay? In the black community is high blood pressure. We have a serious problem with high blood pressure. And let me show y'all. You see this right here? This is what I load my food up with. This is like 130,000 heat cayenne. This is what I load my food up with. This right here. Okay? I load my food up with. This is good for your circulation too. Man, see y'all out here getting that. There we go. I'm back. I froze up. So I'm back. Yeah, man, get you some cayenne. Get you some cayenne. Put on your food. Get away from, see, and that's what I be trying to tell folk, see, your nervous system is as strong as your diet. Let me say that. Let me say that again. You know what? Now that you saying that, I'm probably in the same position as you. I'm probably in the same position that you in. It's been, matter of fact, I just told my daughter the other day. My daughter is 40 years old and ain't never seen me sick. My daughter ain't never, my children have never seen me sick. Never seen me sick. And I ask them all the time, say, if you ain't never seen me sick, why won't you listen to me? If you ain't never seen me sick, why won't you listen to what I'm trying to tell you? But if somebody else tell them, then they'll take it as gospel. But if I tell them, oh, that's daddy, okay, daddy. For years, man, I tried to get my kids drinking ginger. And I ain't. And then my grandson went to Michigan State and met this trumpet player, Ethan Charles, and he introduced them to ginger. And they said, "Oh, that's my granddaddy. My daddy take that." And he was telling them the benefit. Now they take ginger. Now that they done heard it from somebody else. See, it has been validated. But coming from me, oh no, that's dad. That's just daddy. But you ain't never seen me sick. See, you ain't never seen me sick. So you know, and let me tell you something. One of the reasons I got on top of my health was because I always wanted to be self-employed. And sometimes that might mean you ain't got the money for no hospitalization. You ain't got the money for no insurance. So if you know you ain't got the money, you can't be out here eating any and everything that you want to be eating. Man, I used to love salt and vinegar potato chips and didn't realize how they was blowing my blood pressure out of whack. I mean, I could sit down and eat a whole bag of salt and vinegar potato chips. And see, and this is something I guarantee you none of y'all pay attention to. I can guarantee you don't pay attention. Let me show you something. This is one of my drinks right here. I'm trying to get it so you can see the content of it. But it's got 12 grams of sugar in it. Right? I don't go higher than that. If I get one of these, I don't care. I don't go higher than 12 grams. Let me show you. See, this is the orange juice I drink. I'm gonna show you something. Let's see, can I get it close? Sugars. What is it? 9 grams of sugar. And you know, orange juice got like 20, 22, 23, 26 grams. I try to limit the intake of sodium and sugar that's in my food. Man, sometimes when I get up here and I stir fry some cabbage, I go get me some hummus. I don't put no salt in my food. And that's what the hummus is, what adds the salt to my food. And not only does it add the salt, but I'm diluting it because now I'm mixing it with something that ain't salty. See, so you know, again, man, it's all about, and I'm 70. I'm 70 years old. That's how old I am. I'm 70 years old. In 2 more years, I would be out of, wait a minute, I'm out of high school already 50 years. Out of 52 years ago, I graduated from high school 52 years ago. In 2 more years, I'll be in DC 50 years. Still trying to make something happen, man. Still trying to get that combination. I told y'all, listen, I told y'all. See, I'm one of them guys, man, that when I was fighting the corruption in the police department, and they told me I was lying, I was making it up, I said, man, if I got to run for mayor to tell this story, I will. And the guy laughed at me, said, you're a street vendor. Ain't nobody gonna listen to you. You see? You see what that say, don't you? I ran for mayor of D.C. against Marion Barry. Got about 195 votes, too. First time out the box. A lot of people say, oh, man, 195, that's all you got? That's my first time. I ain't had no money and no organization. I had no money, no organization at all. Yeah, I'm serious about that. But yeah, I'm 70 years young. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. You're right. I'm 70 years young. I ain't 70 years old. I'm 70 years young. Cause my mama always told me I was gonna be a late bloomer, and that's what my mama always told me. I was a late bloomer. Every time my mama say that over me, I said, "Mama, please, don't say that." She said, "No, baby, I'm telling you, you're gonna be a late bloomer." And when my mama died, man, it was like a weight that lifted up off my shoulders. I'm serious. When my mama died, it was like a weight, man, that lifted up off my shoulders. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. I'm right on the cusp. You're right. So, um, I just, one of the things I raise my kids: don't lie, don't steal, and don't cheat. That's how I raise my kids. You ain't got to lie, you ain't got to steal, and you ain't got to cheat. I believe that. And that's what I have pride myself. I don't get out here and lie. I ain't cheating you, and I ain't stealing from you. I'm trying to give you my God-given creativity. And, unfortunately, the creativity that I've been able to present, it hasn't been accepted. That's the only way I can look at it. I just got to tweak my presentation, because I got the creativity. I done manifest. I ain't afraid if I get an idea. Some ideas now, man, I got them on backlog, because I'm trying to make some of the stuff I got work, and not keep going and just keep producing and producing and producing. Let me get some of the stuff I got working. Then, because a rising tide raise all ships, if I can get the tide to come in for one boat, all my ideas are going to rise up. All of them going to rise. All I got to do is get one to work. That's all. Just one. You see? All I need is just one of them to work. And they all ready to go. Look, I got my Truth Conductor brand. That's a stream of income. Stop hating each other because you disagree. That's a stream of income. DCBlackTours.com. That's a stream of income. CapitalBuddyTours.com. A stream of income. Hop on, hop off shuttle. A stream of income. The African Tabletop. Stream of income. Look how many streams of income I done already dug ditches for. I already got the ditches dug. All I got to do is just wait on the rain. The ditches dug. The ditches are dug. And you might think that's a crazy analogy, but that's in the Bible. That's in the Bible. When these kings were going to fight a war, and they went around through the valley and didn't have no water. and had to go to Elijah. So I keep telling y'all, it ain't who you know, it's who knows you. Matter of fact, let me find that story. Let me find that. Because Elijah told one of the kings, he said, I wouldn't even have nothing to do with you. But if I didn't have respect for him, I wouldn't even see you. That's what Elijah told one of the kings. I wouldn't even see you if I ain't had no respect for him. Now go get me a musician. And let me tell you what thus say the Lord. Let me see. Let me find that. All right, let's see what is this? 2 Kings. Here we go. Let me read this to y'all so you can see. Listen to this. Listen to this. I'm gonna start at. Let me start at verse 9. So the king of Israel went in with the king of Judah and the king of Edom, and they marched on that roundabout route 7 days. And there was no water for the army, nor for the animals that followed them. And the king of Israel said, Alas, for the Lord has called these 3 kings together to deliver them into the hands of Moab. But Jehoshaphat said, Is there no prophet of the Lord here, that we may inquire of the Lord by him? So one of the servants of the king of Israel answered and said, Elijah, the son of Shaphat, is here, who poured water on the hands of Elijah. And Jehoshaphat said, The word of the Lord is with him. So the king of Israel and Jehoshaphat and the king of Edom went down to him. Listen to Elijah. Then Elijah said to the king of Israel, What have I to do with you? Go to the prophets of your father and the prophets of your mother. But the king of Israel said to him, No, for the Lord has called these 3 kings together to deliver them into the hand of Moab. And Elijah said, As the Lord of hosts lives, before whom I stand, surely, if not that I regard the presence of Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, I would not look at you, nor see you. But bring me a musician. See, it ain't who you know, man. It's who knows you. It's who knows you. And listen, then it happened when the musician played that the hand of the Lord came upon him. And he said, Thus says the Lord, make this valley full of ditches. For thus says the Lord, you shall not see wind, nor shall you see rain, yet that valley shall be filled with water, so that you, your cattle, and your animals may drink. And see, and that goes to show you, God got ways you don't know of to bless you. God got ways you know not of how to bless you. Believe that. Okay? So anyway, that's it for me, man. Thank y'all for joining me. You know, I mean, I can't. I'm just trying to get the combination, y'all, to do it right. Just trying to get the combination. That's all. Oh, let me see what you're saying here. I can't see on the screen. Um, yeah, I went down there, man. Ain't nothing happening. I went down there. Nothing happening. Matter of fact, I did a video where Mo Goldberg died in my arms when I was a street lender down in Judiciary Square. Mo Goldberg. That's where he died in my arms. You know? Man, I should probably write a book. Should probably write a book about the stuff I've had to endure. I should write a book. And at the end of the day, man, I'm just trying to make my wife proud. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make something work so I can make my wife proud. That's what I'm trying to do. At the end of the day, man. One day she look up in the film, that's my husband. Right there. That's my husband. That's all I'm trying to do. One day she like, hey, that's my husband right there. I know him. I know him. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do. You know? And sometimes it get hard, man. Sometimes it's hard. Well, we're gonna see. Steve, I'm encouraged this time because before I was dealing with men. Now I'm dealing with women. So that's a whole different thing. See, before my contacts have been with men. This is the first time I done dealt with some women. And when I finally sent my idea to this lady, she was like, I like this. And I particularly like this one. Because I love zebra. I like that. So, and the lady that I need to talk to won't be in until Monday. So she said, I'll make sure she get what you got, and she'll have your information if you want. So come Monday morning, I'll call her up again. I call her up again, and see can we talk? See can we talk? Cause what they specialize in, we go well with what I'm doing. It would go well with what I'm doing. All I'm trying to do is just get a chance, man. That's all. And you know what's so disheartening? Because sometimes you got to be persistent about trying to get a chance. And people get irritated because you won't give up. They get irritated because you won't give up. Because every time you come up, well, that's what I'm waiting on. That's what I want to get, a prototype. All I want to do is get a prototype in my hand so I can show people. And I have no doubt in my mind I'll be able to convince women to support my idea. I have no doubt in my mind. I have no doubt in my mind. I'll be able to get women to buy that, to buy my dinnerware. No doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. Matter of fact, I would even venture to say a lot of them would be throwing their panties at my feet when they see my idea. They're going to be throwing their panties at my feet, and it ain't going to be nothing distasteful. I'm telling you. Ain't going to be nothing distasteful. Sure will. Because I know how to work it. And I got the discipline. Because I ain't walking around with my dick in my hand. See, ladies, let me tell y'all, let me say this again. I'm 70 years young. I've had enough pussy in my lifetime to last me. Okay? So I don't have a need to walk around with my dick in my hand. See, I become successful, I ain't trying to fuck any and everything just because I done made it to success. I don't need that shit. I don't need that. See, that's when you common, when everybody can have you. You're special when you're hard to get. This one right here, hard to get. See, that's what I've learned. Be hard to get. And everybody gonna want you. But if you spread yourself around to any and everybody, you're common. Don't nobody want you. They want what they can't get. It's just that simple. And if you don't believe me, go back and look at some of them relationships that you was chasing a person that didn't have no interest in you, but you was interested in them. And look at the effort you put to try to get them. And then once you got them, it wasn't all that anyway. After you got them, it wasn't all that. But look at the effort that you put in, because they weren't easy to get. And that's all. A lot of these young ladies out here and men just need to not be so easy to get. And they can get whatever they want. But they don't see it that way. They don't want to try it that way. See, they don't want to do that. Cause you got people like Cardi B and all the rest of these hoochie mamas that's going around here showing young ladies they got to degrade themselves. Look at that little girl, Ice Spice, walking around with her ass hanging out. And she performing, and she got to have her ass hanging out. They ain't gonna enjoy your music if they couldn't see your ass? So that's what I'm talking about. Half of these rappers, especially the females, man, they got to degrade themselves. They got to bust it open. They got to walk around half naked in order to be accepted. In order to be accepted, they got to degrade themselves to be accepted. You know, and a lot of that shit they be singing about, they don't even know nothing about it. They making that shit up in their head. And you don't know the difference. But it sounds good to you. And then you go out here and try to do that same stupid shit and it blow up in your face. See, because they ain't never tried it. But they got you convinced that that's what works. And it don't. So that's all I'm saying. You know, look at, man, how you know, what these young kids doing to get out here and get clout. They got to do some negative, stupid shit just to get some clout, just to get some street cred. They can't do it being positive. They can't do it being moral. See, that honor roll student can't get the time of day. That honor roll student can't get the time of day. You know how many black kids in our community got to dumb themselves down just so they don't be bullied? They got to dumb themselves down just so they don't be bullied. They don't be teased that they trying to be white because they trying to educate themselves. You see, in our community, when you try to uplift yourself educationally, you're trying to be white. That's their mindset. White people are the only ones educated because we don't know no better. We don't know no better. And that's just the reality, man. And when you start talking about stuff like that, see, people ain't interested in that. See, they don't want to hear that. They want some drama. You know, they want some excitement. But to try to educate them, to try to uplift them, try to enlighten them, they don't want that. They don't want it. Ain't interested. So that's why all this negative shit can get their attention. Because we don't show nothing positive working. We don't show that. The only thing we show is negative working. That's the only thing that works. So what you think they're going to gravitate to? What's working? Negative. And you upset because crime is out of control, but yet you ain't doing nothing. Listen, if you go back and watch these young kids' videos, the one common the one common factor that you're going to see, all of them flashing money. They all either got a stack of money on their arm or they got it in their hands showing it to you. That's what get their attention. How come we not using money to motivate them? How come we not using money to get them to do right? Oh, we shouldn't have to do that. Well, money is what's motivating them to do wrong. So why don't you use money to counteract that to motivate them to do right? Since they doing wrong for money, why don't you use money to motivate them to do right? That's the easy fix. That's a real easy fix. Real easy. Well, see, listen. See, here's the problem, Steve. Everybody's not going to be a doctor, lawyer, an engineer, or scientist. See, that's just a reality. The kids we talking about, they ain't got the patience. They don't have the discipline to sit down in class and study. That's why they in the position that they in. Because they ain't got the discipline to sit down and focus to better themselves. So you're going to have to find another way to reach them. And that's where we done fell short. How we able to reach these kids? See, we trying to, the school route, the lawyer, the doctor, and all of that, they ain't interested in that. They want something right now. They need it now. And that's what you got to address. Okay? And tourism is the one thing that you ain't got to have no high school education to get into tourism. You don't need a college degree to get into tourism. All you need to do is be a great storyteller to get into tourism. Be a great storyteller. That's all you doing is telling a great story. When you're a tour guide, you're just telling a great story. And so why don't we teach these kids how to be storytellers? And they can get paid. They ain't got to worry about no degree. They ain't got to worry about, if they graduated or not. Because that's not required. You get the information, you digest it, and you learn how to deliver it. That's what we need to start working on, man. Showing these kids that ain't gonna get no degree. How they gonna be able to survive without getting on OnlyFans and busting it open? See, OnlyFans is the default move for everybody. That's the default move. Shit hit the fan, you need some money, get your OnlyFans. And they're the ones getting rich. That money, them women making off OnlyFans ain't shit with what OnlyFans is making. They getting a bulk of what you making. Well, I used to be a bus driver. And, I just told a guy this the other day. I saw him, he was in training. I said, man, the secret to this job, don't take it personal. When you sit behind that wheel, it ain't personal. Don't get in no argument with people over no fare. Because you're going to be damned if you do and damned if you don't. It ain't personal. And the reason a lot of these kids are rude and out of control, because we ain't showing them nothing else. We're not trying to divert their attention. We're not trying. And consequently, we got the dilemma we got. Man, it breaks my heart that I begged and pleaded, y'all please donate some tours that I can get out here and get some of these young kids. And it's a win-win situation. You donate a tour, I'm gonna help a young person, and it's gonna help me. It's a win-win situation. I begged and pleaded, please help me get some of these kids. Fell on deaf ears. Man. And I know how to entertain them. I know how to reach them. Because see, when I have kids on my tour, I give away money. I give away money on my tour. When I get a bunch of kids, I give away some money. I sure do. I ask them questions. I play a game with them. And then I say, okay. I say, you got the answer right. You want to play double or nothing? Oh, yeah, let's play and I say, now, you sure? Yeah. That's how I get them. I get them with money. And that's all I ask people, man. I beg people, please, help me reach these kids with some Black History tools. Help me reach them. If I could do it on my own, I wouldn't ask nobody. But I ask folks, man, help me, man. Help me reach them. Donate a tour. I don't know what you're going to do with the money. I can't donate no tour. I don't know what you're going to do with the money. I'm going to better my business. I'm going to start trying to get some of my other ideas up off the ground. And see, all my tour guides, right here in Washingtonians, I'm not going to have tour guides from other places. And to be one of my tour guides, if you're from somewhere else, you're going to have to at least have been here 25 years. At least 25 years. I'll count you as a Washingtonian. But if you just came in town a year, 2 years ago, I ain't hiring you. I want Washingtonians. So when they driving through the city, see, they can not only get a history, but they can relate their experience, what it was like for them in the city at that time. See, that's what I want from my tour guides. Know the history, but still be able to share your experience. And see, when you can share your experience in the history, it breaks up the monotony. See, now you can create somebody's interest because they know at any point in the tour, they can inject one of their stories in the tour. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. Okay? And my tour guides and my drivers are going to start at $25 an hour. I'm going to start them at $25 an hour. And every other year, up to $50, you'll get a $5 raise. Stick with me. 10 years, you'll be making $50 an hour. Maybe more, depending upon the responsibility, what kind of value you bring in. But at least you're going to start out at $25 an hour. And you're going to look just like this. You're going to look just like this. My tour guides are going to look just like this. This is because I want you to be able to distinguish my tours from everybody else. When you see my tour guide, oh man, that's Truth Conductor right there. That's one of his people. They look just like him. That's what I'm gonna do. That's how I'm doing this. See, I want my tour guides to look professional. That's right, because it works for me. See, and when you got some pride about how you're looking, then you'll have some pride about your presentation. You ain't gonna come out here looking good and have a shitty presentation. You ain't gonna do that. Anybody that's about something, about any kind of excellence, their presentation gonna be on point. See, and you know, like a lot of people can attack me, but you notice they never attack my website. You notice that? They talk about me like a dog, talk about my dead mama, but you notice they can't never touch my website, dcblacktours.com. That's me. dcblacktours.com. That's me. And see, I got 2 tourism websites. I got DC Black Tours, which is all of the Black History tours in Washington, D.C. I have Capital Buddy Tours. That's for any Black History tour in America. Right now, there's no website in America where you can go to and find a Black History tour anywhere in the country. It don't exist. It does not exist. There's no website that has a Black History tour anywhere in the country. And to show you how powerful this is, see, I can go to cities, get their Black history, and create a tour and start a tour company. I can go into a city right now, get their Black history, and start a tour. Say, Who wanna work? Who interested in a franchise? Anybody interested in a franchise? Doing these Black History tours? See, that's how I would do it. That's it. All I'm trying to do, man, is get a chance. That's all. I'm just trying to get a chance, man. I ain't out here, trying to deceive nobody, trying to cheat nobody. Man, I'm using my God-given creativity. I'm just using my. If the idea come to me, I embrace it. I remember the day that these words came to me. Stop hating each other because you disagree. And at first, I had, for Truth Conductor is, I had DCBlackTours.com. And the font was different from this. The font was totally different. I done changed this sign 3 times. 3 times I've changed this sign, the fonts on this sign. 3 times. So I just try to use my creativity, man. Get out here and not be afraid. And then I went down to the White House, and a white guy came up. And he said, man, they crop you out so bad. Go get you a small sign. That's how I got this. He said, I see you. But they be cropping your message out. Get you a smaller sign. I got it. And I had one white lady. She surprised the hell out of me. She came down, she said, True Conductor. My husband is being relocated and we moving. And I just came down here to be a blessing to you, man. Because I walk by you every day to say thank you. That woman gave me $50. She said, I just want to come and be a blessing to you before we leave. Because I so appreciate what you do. I so appreciate it. And see, I ain't been down to the White House in a minute since my caddy been down. This going on 2 weeks since I ain't been at the White House. Okay? And I was thinking tomorrow, man, I'm going to get my cart, get on the bus, and go down to the White House. If it ain't but for a couple of hours. Go down there and play my music. I think that's what I'm going to do tomorrow, is go down to the White House. Get on the bus, man, and just go down to the White House. That's what I'm going to do. I try not to, have my brand in this hotel because I don't want people saying, oh, I know him. I know where he stayed. So, usually if I come in, I take my hat off. I put it in a bag or something, and I come in and put another hat on just to disguise my appearance. But tomorrow, I think I'll be at the White House. Tomorrow. I think I'll get on the bus, get on the subway, and go down to the White House. That's what I do. Take my donation bucket, man. Play some music, and talk shit to people. That's what I'll do. That's what I'll do tomorrow. I will do that tomorrow. I feel that vibe. Let me see what the weather gonna be like tomorrow. What's the weather gonna be like tomorrow? Oh, my weather app is on this phone. That's what I'm gonna do tomorrow. That's exactly what I'm gonna do tomorrow. Yes, sir. I'm just, like I said, man, I'm just trying to put a solution on the table. that somebody can use as an example. To say, man, do it this way. And I've had every reason in the world to quit. I've had every reason in the world to give up. And the only reason that I'm still in this hotel, I got 2 people, or 3 people that have really supported me. Everett, Overton, Coach E, Bernie, and Laura are the 3 people that have been responsible for me still being in this hotel. Them the 3 people. Them the 3 people. Them the 3 right there that's been responsible for me still being here. And that's the truth, man. That's the truth. And I still come out and just pour my heart out. Still gonna pull my heart out. Still gonna give it all I got. Because that's all I know. That's all I know. My grandmama always told me, baby, when you know they looking at you, give them something to see. And that's what I try to do, man. I don't worry about my haters. I try to give them something to see. That's how I approach it. So if you're going to talk about me, you're going to talk about what you see. And it's just going to make people curious. It can't be as bad. Going to make folk curious. And believe me, man, I don't know why I invoke the anger that I do, but I just got some people that just don't like me. they just don't like me for whatever reason. I don't know. When I was on Periscope, I tell them in a minute, boy, you in the zone. Don't come over here on the little playground. You're in the big playground over here. This is the big play. This ain't the little playground. This the big one. Grown-ups. So get up, take that foolishness up out of here. And so I guess, I'm supposed to be like every other black man. Unfaithful. Man, let me tell y'all something. My wife has been in the Philippines 4 years. And if I wanted to, I could have been fucking out of both legs. When my wife sitting over there in the Philippines, she wouldn't know. I would. But she wouldn't know. But how God gonna bless me? And I can't even be faithful to my wife. And I'm talking about God, a blessing from God. And I can't even be faithful. I got to walk around with my dick in my hand. And see, you got people right now, Christians, walking around with their dicks in their hands and talking about the love of God, Jesus, and trying to screw everything moving. Some of the easiest sex you can find right now is in the church. Tell me I'm lying. Dare you to tell me I'm lying. Some of the easy, you want some easy sex? Go to church. Go to church. You're looking for some easy, go to church. That's where it is. That's where it is. In church. I'm telling you. Well, Steve, the White House is where the world meets. That's how I know my message fits anywhere in the world. Because I've had people from all over the world come and say, man, that's the best thing I've seen since I've been in D.C. I've had people to say that. And right now, if I got a sponsor, man, y'all would be surprised at how many people would start posting pictures with me in that sign. Only thing it's missing is a sponsor. And that message gonna go around the world. Why? Because the money gonna get the attention. See, that's what a company don't understand. That money is what's gonna get people's attention. On them. That money is gonna bring attention to them. And how can I tell my story and not talk about them? See, I can't talk about success and not talk about this and the person that's sponsoring it. There's no way I can't talk. And if somebody made me a rags to riches story tonight, every news outlet in the world be trying to, can we get an interview with you? Can we talk to you about this? They're going to be trying to get an interview all over the world. And because I'm already known as Truth Conductor, we know him. We know him. And see, one day, this is right here. I'm gonna show y'all when I discovered that, boy, this is a small world. I went down to a Second Amendment rally in Richmond. And that's when I discovered this right here. This right here. This is when I discovered that news media, a lot of the same people be all over the place. And I saw a little lady from France. She was talking, and I said, can I get some of that coverage? She said, I see you all the time in D.C. I said, for real? She said, yeah. I know who you are. I see you all the time in D.C. You'll be surprised, man, at who knows you. And I've had news organizations to just come down and film some footage. Do some footage with me in the background. And I'm telling y'all, the day I get a sponsor, y'all gonna be surprised. Man, look at the people, look at the work this guy been putting in. See, folks think I be sitting in front of the White House. Man, I be working them people. See, because what I discovered is this. See, the reason I play national anthems in front of the White House, because I discovered when folk hear their national anthem, one, they're surprised that somebody even know their national anthem. And two, first thing they're gonna do is pick up that phone and start videoing. See, that's the first thing they're gonna do. Pick up that phone and start videoing. And see, now that's being beamed all over the world. And if you think I'm lying, Google, stop hating each other because you disagree, and put it on images. And just put it on images and see what you see. Google, just stop hating each other because you disagree. Man, in fact, let me do that so I can show y'all. So I can show you. See, when you put that on images, see, look, you see, and some people already got the shirt online, but they ain't the truth conductor. They're not the truth conductor. See, that's the difference. See, when you see stuff, you don't see no other person out here advertising in public this message. You don't see nobody else but me with this message. You don't see nobody else but me with this message. And I'm really not that upset if they steal it. I wouldn't be upset. Not at all. Because it's working. It's getting something done. Because I got a whole warehouse full of ideas up here in this big old head. Got a whole warehouse full of ideas. Just wait until I can get the money to manifest some of them. Whole warehouse full of ideas. Matter of fact, I know where the DC Black History Museum gonna be. Notice I said the DC Black History Museum. I'm gonna open up one of them. Cause man, we got so much history in DC that's just down on the vine. It ain't funny. Look at Howard University. Look how many doctors, lawyers, fraternities, and sororities started right there at Howard. And we ain't telling that story. We're not telling the story of DC. And we need to. So, you know, I one day I just happened to see a building. So, man, that's going to be the DC Black History Museum right there. And it's on my tour. It's on my tour. It sure is. Sure is. And when I get to DC Black History Museum, guess what? I'm going to have a tour office in there. You're going to be able to come there, get you some ticket, get you some good food. Because one of the things that will be in my museum is some good food. Because that's what attracts people. Good food. The Black History Museum that's downtown got some shit for some food. That's the only thing that museum is missing is good food. They had some good food up in there, man, they'd be jumping. They ain't got no good food. They got people in there that's there for the money. They ain't there for the quality. They just there for the money. And it's overpriced. It really is. So that's what I would do. My museum gonna have good food. And shoot, I might even have some what how you put the names in the sidewalk? You know, a walk of fame of DC of different people. Put their name and make a walk of fame in front of the museum. See, so but again, if I can never get one of these prosperous, positive ideas to work, it ain't successful. Nobody's gonna see me as a success. See, because I'm living in a hotel, people don't see that as a success. Because I'm struggling. So they don't put no weight on this message. And this is the answer right here. This is the answer. That's the answer right there. That's the answer. Look how hard it is, man, to get people to support it financially. But I can go out here and do something dumb, something stupid, something negative. Shit, I'll be out this hotel in a week. I go out there and get on the dark side, and I can be out of here in less than a week. I can be out of here. But I got to sell my soul. See, I got to start looking over my shoulder. Because I ain't doing, I'm cutting a corner. And that's real. That's real. All right? Hey, man. And see, what I've been on here, hour, 115 minutes, almost 2 hours. I'll be on here. And notice, I don't have a lot of graphics and I wish I could set my presentation up like Everett. I mean, he got the graphics and the videos and all of that. One day I'm going to get to that. But right now, see, I have to come and let my heart fill up my time. See, that's how I have to do it. I have to speak to you from my heart. Because if I was doing it from the head, see, it would be programmed. You see, it would be programmed, but when it's from your heart, it ain't programmed, man. It's real. It's real. Let me see what we got going on here. So that's just my thing, man. Yeah. Yeah. I ran against Marion Barry for mayor. Yeah. Yeah, I was here. And see, a lot of people say, man, why did the city see a man smoking dope on TV and still turn around and reelect him? Every kid that wanted a summer job in D.C., the 4 terms Marion Barry was mayor, got one. Sometimes that was 2 and 3 kids in a family that got jobs when Marion Barry was mayor. Okay? When returning citizens came to the city, came back, the business community had to set aside jobs for them. Senior citizens got breaks on their property taxes. The kids didn't have to pay to ride the subway and bus to school no more. Everybody was suspicious of the drugs. Everybody had a suspicion. Them women loved Marion Barry. But you can't attach no stolen money from Washington, D.C. to Marion Barry. And that's why the people around him were stealing their ass off. But not him. You couldn't attach. And one day he had a diabetic attack. And man, I got one of my business cards, wrote on the back, hey man, if you ever need me to drive for you, let me know. And he called me. He actually called me. And I was in the car. He said, you coming in the car? I said, that's all I got, Mary. He said, okay. And see, and let me show you. When I would get to the destination where we was trying to go, every 4 or 5 steps, he had to stop and catch his breath. He had his hand on my shoulder. And every 4 or 5 steps we walked, he stopped and catch his breath. And he said, okay, we can go now. And when I would pull up to the location, I get out the car, go around to his door, and when he was ready to get out, he knocked on the window. And I opened up the door and let him out. And let me tell you, there was another guy that was a driver for him as well. And if I was with Marion the night he had his heart attack and died, I would have been a rich man. Because when he fell out, I'd have flipped out my camera and took a picture. I sure would have. I'd have took a picture and I would have sold it. Yes, I would. Yes, I would. You can laugh if you want to. I'm glad I wasn't with him, cause I sure would have been rich. I'd have took that picture. I would have took that picture. Yes, because I know somebody would want to buy it. Somebody would want it. I would have took it. And they had a young kid to break in his house, stole all his jewelry. Shit. They found that motherfucker and beat his ass. They found him and beat his ass and took all that man's jewelry back to him. That happened to Marion Beck. Somebody broke in his house, and the streets found him. The streets found him and kicked his ass. Sure did, and took Marion his stuff back. See, that's the kind of respect I want. That somebody, man, the street gonna go get him, cause man, I'm a good man. I do have some stories. I do. Yes, I do. Man, I've been here when we was the murder capital of the world. I was right here. When we was the murder capital of the world, I was right here. Right here in D.C. Sure was. This shit we got going on now, man, that's child's play. This stuff they talking about now is child's play compared to how it was. Because it was worse than what's going on now. We just got a bunch of kids now that ain't got no direction. And ain't nobody trying to give them no direction. That's why they going buck wild crazy. Because nobody is trying to give them some direction. Trying to meet them where they at. And these kids out here are a problem. Them ain't your doctors and lawyers and professional people. That ain't them. They don't have an aspiration for higher education. That's why they out here doing some stupid shit. Because if they had something on their head, they would be doing better. So now that you know, you ain't dealing with nobody that's trying to better themselves. You're dealing with somebody trying to get something for nothing. And you're going to approach them differently. And the problem in D.C., we don't know who we're dealing with. That's why the shit is out of hand, because we don't know who we're dealing with. We don't know how to deal with them. But anyway, that's just my little take, man. I'm just a little tour guide that's just trying to keep his head above water with some history. That's all I'm trying to do. Just keep my head above water, man. With something that don't nobody want. Nobody want it. Nobody using it. And I said, man, let me give a shot at it. Let me try it. And everybody that took my tour, man, they love my tour. But you see where I am. I had a woman email me last week. Is this day in November available? Yeah, it is. Okay, we're gonna book it by the end of the week. I ain't heard from her. And see, and they're gonna mess around. See, I'm not gonna always be doing a tour guide. I'm doing it now because I can't hire nobody. But when I start hiring people, there we go. Hiring froze. It freeze up. This YouTube, they freeze up. So, but I'm not gonna always be out here as a tour guide. I'm gonna have other people doing this. And when I do some tours, they're gonna be private. And they're gonna be expensive. When I do some tours, I'm gonna do some private tours for a group of 4 or 5 or less. All day. Dinner on me. And you know what dinner gonna be on me? You're gonna be paying some money for an all-day tour. Okay? And I'm talking 200, 250 a ticket. That's what I'm talking. I'm talking 200, 250 a ticket for all day private tour with the truth conductor. And I'm gonna take you to dinner. And I'm treating. That's how I see it. And my employees, see, I ain't got to dip into that pot. Y'all keep the money flowing so I can pay you. I can make it. I got my brand. I got my dinnerware. I got my hop on, hop off shuttle. So I got other streams of income that I ain't got to worry. I don't have to touch this tour money. I can take care of my people with that. Keep them happy. And if you ain't making no money, it's because you ain't trying. And see, I ain't paying you good, and you don't. I'm so sick of these people calling me, texting me. I just told them y'all some liars. I had a guy tell me, how much capital you need. Man, I got bad credit. Let's not waste each other's time. And then another guy, hey, you text so and so about some capital. I said, man, one thing you had a better chance coming at me straight. But since you came as a liar, I hate a liar. Block them. Don't call me. If you're gonna come straight. Don't tell me I contacted one of your partners. Look, I got bad credit. I ain't contacting nobody. My credit ain't like that right now. So I ain't contacting nobody, and I ain't getting caught up in that web. Because if you give me some money with this bad credit, I'm going to be paying interest out the ass. I know that. I ain't trying to deal with that. See, that's how those are some of the things people don't, yeah, man, people will give you some money when you got bad credit, but look at the interest you're paying on it. Look at the interest rates you're paying. It's ridiculous. So you might as well just sit your ass down somewhere and wait till shit get better. That's all you got to do. Sit there and wait for it to get better. All right? All right, y'all. I got to stir fry me some cabbage and some broccoli and get me a little meal going here. Shoot. Yesterday, man, I had some grits. First time in a long time. I was out shopping yesterday. I said, man, I'm going to get me a little pot and some grits. So when shit really hit the fan, man, I'll chop up me some garlic and throw it in some grits. Shit, you ain't had nothing, man. If you've never had garlic in your grits, I ain't talking about no one clove. I'm talking about 3 or 4 cloves of garlic. Chop it up and cook it in your grits. Man, it gives them thing a flavor that it just adds a whole different flavor to them grits. Garlic. And you're keeping your immune system up when you do that. I eat lots of garlic, man. Lots of garlic and lots of this right here, cayenne pepper. Them my 2 go-tos right there. Them my 2 go-tos right there, boy. Garlic and cayenne. Oh hell yeah, hell yeah. When I go to the Philippines, oh man, I'm taking this with me. I go to the Philippines, man, I'm taking my cayenne with me. I'm taking that with me, buddy. Yes, I am. All right, man. Thank y'all. Thank you. I enjoy this. I really do. I enjoy it. And one day, I'm going to be able to enjoy the fruits of my labor. And one day I'm going to be able to enjoy fruits of my labor. I just got to keep encouraging myself. And that's one of the biggest challenges you're going to have, man. It's when you're trying to keep encouraging yourself. Okay? Because sometimes it's going to be necessary. All right, y'all. Man, I see y'all. I'm out.